we admire your work from a distance, and now we get to sit in front of you and get to absorb your type of energy. You know.
Yeah.
Are you a morning person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They say 5 a.m. is the hour of legends.
Yeah. They say you wanna be a millionaire, but it's 6 in the morning and you're still honing, and millionaires are already out there, you know.
Exactly.
What is your typical day like? So when you wake up at 5 in the morning, what do you get up to?
It's mostly firstly going to gym.
Yeah.
From gym, obviously having breakfast, and then starting my day. My days normally start as early as 7. I'm running through emails and a number of things, and you know, when you're self-employed, there's no work. I'm highly educated, but when I looked at them, I realized there's something that doesn't make sense. You know, you can't have all these degrees and all these skills and spend almost your entire life building someone else's dream. And that's when I realized, you know, there must be another route for me to actually build my own legacy, which is why I moved from all these other quadrants, and I'm now sitting on the I, which is the investor.
So you're already sitting on the investor quadrant, and a lot of people work decades and decades to sit on the I. Now, can you please simplify it? What are the 4 quadrants for people who do not understand, and where are you sitting right now? Why are you sitting on the I? Just put it in simple layman term English.
I mean, as most listeners might know, we've got those 4 quadrants, which is E is employees, B business, S self-employed, and then on the other side we've got the B, which is business owners, I investors. Being on the left-hand side of the cash flow quadrant, that is where you're actually earning what we call active income. That's where you pretty much selling time for money.
Yeah.
Whereby once you move to the B and the I, it's not you working for money, but it's money working for you.
Thank you.
That's what we actually call passive income. That's why I normally say to young entrepreneurs that if you have not found a way to make money while you're sleeping, you work until the day you die.
Yeah. And how old are you?
I'm 24, turning 25 this December.
And you're already driving a Ferrari. Is this a Ferrari key? So this is a Ferrari key. So this guy drives. So you're driving over my Dallas dream cars at 24, and I could already see the girls are already melting in the studio. I don't want to talk about the guys, because the guys, they know you're not in their league, you know. Benjamin doesn't even want to participate in this conversation, you know. He's like, no, he's out of my league.
The most quiet that Benjamin has ever been in his life.
I was uneducated but doing well for herself in business.
Yeah.
She was running a spaza. She also had a bit of a room basically where she was renting out. So she was basically in real estate, but she didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I used to help out at home, but you know, you know, in our families, when you help out in a family business, you never get paid.
Yeah.
You just get told, you know, hey son, I feed you.
Yeah.
So I then realized for me to actually start being independent, I need to find ways of making my own money. So I then started baking stuff, selling muffins at school.
And how old were you at the time?
I think I was around 15.
15, okay.
15, I was selling
muffins at school.
But the funny thing is, most people think I was just making a couple of brands. It was actually quite some decent money, because I used to bake and sell directly at my school. From there, I actually started distributing.
Okay.
Because I had friends at UKZN, I had friends at DUT, I had friends at Damlin. So it got to a point where I was making at least around 2,500 to 3,000 Rand a day. So I was collecting.
So you're making over 2 grand a day at age 15.
Yeah.
Because you were smart enough to not only bake and sell at your school, but you distribute to other guys.
That's right.
That was smart. And how did you come up with that type of mentality at age 15?
For me, I knew, well, it's about reading. You know, the more you read, the more you get to understand things. But my understanding is that once you've got a business model, in order for you to grow, just duplicate the same thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm making 500 Rand in my school, why can't I get 10 other guys that I can employ to do the same thing that I do and make 5,000 a day?
Wow.
I mean, for me, it started way back from high school. I think I was in my last year in matric, where I started researching a number of entrepreneurs that have done well for themselves. Your billionaires and so forth. People like your Aliko Dangotes, your Tony Lumalus, and as I searched all these guys, I actually realized that most of them own shares in different companies. That's when my interest began as to how do you actually become a shareholder. And from there, I learned about the stock market, which is where I actually started trading. I had an account with Standard Bank Online where I was trading.
So you learned?
Yeah.
How did you learn? Who taught you?
I attended a number of short courses. There's a few guys that have actually mentored me and helped me to be the person that I am. One of them being my mentor, George van der Riet,
okay.
Who's been trading for the equities and Forex for the past 16 years in London.
Yeah.
So from there, I then was introduced to different markets, which is your commodities, your indices, your currencies, which is like a Forex market. And I've been at it since 2009, which is plus minus 6 to 7 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are some of the things that you would say, obviously, people are discouraged from getting into trading, obviously for the fear of losing their money?
Yeah. I would basically say it's the lack of understanding. You know, when most people see forex and they see all these charts, they get intimidated and think, you know what, it's too complex, it's too complicated, there's too many variables. However, it's something that is pretty much simple because forex is pretty much foreign exchange, which is the buying and selling of different currencies. And as listeners might know, that almost every country has got its own currency. South Africa have got rands, there are pounds, there are Japanese yen, Swiss francs, and so forth. And all these currencies are not the same in terms of value. So what we then do is, you might know that currencies are always fluctuating. If you look at the rand against the dollar, I think 2010 it was at 6 rand 50. This year January it was actually at 17 rand 80. So if I'd bought at 6 rand 50 today, I would have had more than double, almost triple. So that is what we basically do in currency trading: buy currencies while they're low and sell them when they're high. Just to give you an idea, if you had invested 650,000 in 2010, you would have cashed out 1.7 million
today
this year.
Wow, it's amazing stuff. And how you simplify it to somebody that wants to learn, and how long average time does one get to know how to trade? Because I also know there's simpler ways of doing it by copy trading.
Yeah, copy trade. I mean, I wouldn't suggest that. You know, there's a lot of people that will say you can do copy trading. I can trade for you. And one thing I always emphasize to people, that you never give someone your money to trade for you unless they have an FSB license. You gotta have I think it's a Category 2 license.
What is an FSB license?
It's a license that you get from the Financial Services Board of South Africa, which you have to be accredited. So you cannot just collect people's money and trade for them. So those are the things that we try and educate people on in terms to avoid being victims of all these scams that are going around. Yeah, but to also add to that, there's a lot of things that come into trading. You know, it's not just a matter of putting money in there and trading. And most people actually get surprised when I say it's the lowest risk industry that you can ever get into.
Are you serious?
Getting into construction is more risk than trading forex. Starting a restaurant is more risk, because what most people don't know is that when you're trading, we risk nothing more than 1% of our capital.
Okay.
So if I go and place a trade with R1 million, if I've got R1 million in my account, I'm only going to risk 10,000 Rand out of that million. So worst case scenario, I cannot lose more than 1% of what I have.
But then you find people that are greedy, right?
That is where the problems start.
Okay.
Yeah, so you find that most people would want to make $1 million overnight, which you can. However, you can also lose it in one day.
Okay.
That's where the greed actually comes into play, and which is why I always say to our clients that it's not about doubling your capital in one day. It's about consistency. If I can be able to make 30% returns for the next 10 years, I'm happy.
Wow. And you know when you I keep hearing you saying our clients. If I want to learn, do you teach people?
Yeah, that's actually what my company focuses on, which is Global Forex Institute. We are now, I'm proud to say, we are international. We've got branches all over South Africa, Cape Town, Waterfront in the Absa building. We're here in Sandton at the Fredman Towers. We're also in Durban at the Royal Palm Hotel, inside the hotel, the 3rd floor. We're in Limpopo, Polokwane, number 174 Marshall Street. We're in Swaziland, Africa building in Babane. We're busy branching out to London, Dubai, Lagos, and Nigeria, and hopefully New York by the end of this year. We're just in the process of actually securing our offices there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does forex trading provide people financial freedom?
It's pretty much you don't work for anyone. You know, you don't trade on anyone's behalf. It's a matter of you putting down your capital. But before actually putting down any capital, learning how to actually trade your own capital through what we call demo account, which is demonstration account, which is what I always advise people to, that before you put in any cent, go and learn from a demo account, even if it means taking 6 months learning on a demo account, make your mistakes, then learn from it, and then eventually, once you're comfortable with what you're doing, you can then go and put a small deposit, because most people think you need millions to trade. You can actually start trading from as little as 500 Rand. Put in 500 Rand, get to test it, learn from it, grow that account, and then you can move on to bigger sums of money.
Sandile Shezi Foundation.
It's basically my charity organization where I'm trying to give back, not give back in terms of food parcels, but to give back knowledge, empower people. You know, my philosophy is that if you give someone food today, you gotta feed them for life. But if you give them, teach them how to fish, basically, you fed them for the rest of their life. So that was basically what we do with our foundation. Try to develop the mindset. It does definitely make news, and it raises a lot of questions. I mean, who do you know who does A, B, and C at this age? You know,
who do you know a black kid who drives a Ferrari at age 24, who owns this company at 24? Yeah. And at the time you're 23.
I was 23, 22, turning 23.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it raises a lot of questions. I mean, I even had my own close friends who were like, you know, maybe Sandile got some Americans that I'm backing. You know, maybe it's just the face of this thing. Maybe there's some American white man behind this. So it always raises a lot of questions when people see you excelling in front of them. You know, that's why you find even athletes, when someone beats them ridiculously, there will be question marks of maybe calling that, you know. You know, people can't just accept defeat, you know. And the beautiful thing I used to say back in those times, that whether you say it's not real, I still get paid. Whether you say it's real, I still get paid. Whether you don't believe it, I still get paid. Either way, my bank balance is growing every day. Whatever you say, it makes no difference to my bottom line.
So they were casting a doubt of illegitimacy in what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of things. I mean, they raised things like our modules are actually plagiarized, of which I said, you know what, go and investigate it. Go ahead, investigate it. Get the company that you're saying we plagiarized to actually lay charges on us. That never happened. They raised a whole lot of things. They even raised one of my business partners passed, which was in London, where he got involved in an incident there. And my question was, what does that have to do with my company? That was about 5-6 years ago that happened. That's actually his personal life, which has nothing to do with my business. So they actually tried to find a whole lot of things to discredit what we were doing, of which here we are. We're still standing. In fact, we've grown 10 times bigger than where we were.
What do you think of our mentality, especially as black people, in terms of ownership and wealth creation?
You know, to cut the long story short, but I mean, I normally say, even when I speak in public, that what I don't like about you guys is that you discredit more fire, yet you'll expect bursaries from Musbu. You know, you cannot not support your own and expect support from them. People just want to take and not to give.
Giving.
Yeah.
That part of giving, what inspires you to give?
For me, I normally say there's no man who's an island. You know, you might need something from me, I might need something from you. You know, when I give, I'm not actually giving. To me, it's an investment. Because if I give to someone, I know one day they will also be more willing to give back to me.
It's a deposit of favors, right?
That is true.
What type of lifestyle do you live?
Very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple. In fact, I normally say nothing has changed for me besides my bank balance. You know, I'm still a Sandile. I still get told to do A, B, and C from my parents.
Okay. How often do you visit home?
Pretty much, I'd say once a week.
Yeah.
Once a week.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
But I mean, I spend a lot of time with my parents. They also come through to my house. They're maybe 4 times a week. The beautiful thing, I've also got into business with my dad.
Okay.
Who wanted to retire at the age of 60. I managed to get him to retire at the age of 50, 10 years before he bought, bought his first car cash, for the first time in his life. After retiring, not from his pension, but from actually what he's built.
And how does that feel, though?
It feels amazing.
To do that to your parents?
It feels amazing.
And when you speak to other young people, what do you say? What are some of the messages that you send?
My strongest message is that if you're born poor, it has nothing to do with you. In fact, it's not your fault. You are not there. You're not part of it. But if you die poor, then it is your fault. You know, we have the same 24 hours as Patrice Motsepe. We have the same 24 hours as Aliko Dangote. The only thing that is standing between you and your dreams is whatever excuse that you come up with.
What are you still going to achieve?
For me, it's beyond just what I'm doing now. You know, it's a matter of building, not for myself, for the next generation. It's about empowering other people. It's about seeing a legacy growing in the presence of other people.
What do you think of the landscape, the political space in the country right now?
I think we still have a long way to go.
Because politics affects business, of course.
They do.
The policies and where the country is going.
Definitely. I'd honestly say we still have a long way to go, but we've made a lot of improvement at the same time, but there's always room for more.
Don't you get any problems from girls?
Not at all.
He's lying. He's lying. He's lying. Like, you can't not get problems. Forget about the car that you're driving. The fact that you're a young man who's confident, who can speak for himself. That on its own. I mean, I know confidence, you know, does something to the system. Yeah? So you haven't had any lady problems? Be honest, it's okay.
To be honest, I have, but I mean...
What are some of the things that these ladies say? What are some of the things they do, these sisters?
Anything and everything. Probably.
What do they say?
Anything and everything.
Like what, so?
I've had a whole lot of crazy requests.
Yeah.
A whole lot of crazy requests.
Think of one. Just tell us one.
Please pay for my rent this month. I'll give you A, B, and C.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You
But
know-
I mean, the beautiful thing is that I've managed to kind of pull myself together.
Yes, I wanted to know, how do you manage that?
I've got a special someone in my life. That
That's beautiful. Okay.
I've managed to who's actually got me very grounded, and I'm very grateful for that.
Are you a spiritual person?
I am.
Okay.
I am. I am.
What does God mean in your life?
God pretty much is the foundation of everything that I have. I normally say, for me, he has gave me some uncommon favor, and for that I'll forever be grateful. Yeah.
If you were to give advice to anybody that wants to become a multi-millionaire, and they're just focusing on the money, they want to become rich, what do you say?
The unfortunate thing is that the more you grow in business, the more you realize that money is just a number. Money is just a number. If you asked me 5 years ago, I would have said once I've made 2 million, I'm sorted for life.
Yeah.
But once you've got that, you realize it's actually nothing.
Yeah.
So if you're actually chasing money, you're just chasing numbers. It's like multiplying on a calculator. It never ends. You gotta find a purpose. You gotta find a goal that is worth chasing. Something that is just beyond numbers.
Jeez, man. I was asking you now about girls, not only girls, but what type of, I've been blessed. I mean, I've been working for a long time. I've driven sports cars, and it does get to a point where it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because you're driving, and everybody, when they see you, they're either expecting you to give them money,
Yeah.
or you also find people that try and intimidate you, or sometimes you might thinking you're attracting criminals.
Yeah.
Don't you go through that sometimes?
It is. It gets very hectic in a sense that I've actually hidden my other Ferrari in Durban.
Yeah, my other Ferrari, F24.
Yo, Adam, man. Yo, Adam.
That's the language. That's how you.
Yo,
that's
bruh.
the truth.
You know, when I saw the keys, I'm like, is this a Ferrari? He played it down, man.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
So you've hidden the other. Yeah. Actually, he's gonna have to stay around. We'll let him go after 8. Only Ferrari drivers can skip. He's allowed to. Wherever he's going, guys, you're gonna have to wait. Sandile Shezi is still hanging out with us for at least another 10 minutes because we have to play his favorite track.
Okay.
So we'll play it after the news. What's your favorite track currently? Okay, think about it. I'll ask you after the news, and then you'll introduce it, and then before we can let you go.
All right.